세러데이 쇼다운 젠지 스포츠 대 디플러스 기아.
At least it could be a really hard early lane for this Kai'Sa Alistar if you really want to put the pressure down.
Elise sounds really difficult to deal with.
Could also go Braum, which is, I mean, it's not as good in the matchup as maybe other picks are, as it is into other supports, like it is into Leona. But they end up going for the Rakan, so big pick for Delight.
Yep.
But playing into the Talia, not a position I would personally say you can get the prime opportunity from Rakan, especially since there's a lot of hard CC to slow you down.
Yeah, it sounds like a difficult game to play out. Of course, if there's anyone to trust, it's probably Delight. But we saw like the Rakan picked in an awkward position for Keria earlier on in the season as well. That didn't go all that well when that gamble was taken. Because in the past, sometimes you'll see the Rakan angle, but the player is so good that the Rakan is able to navigate around, you know, the Tulias or the Poppies.
That's what they have.
Certainly are. They still have to put their money where their mouth is, though, so let's jump onto the Rift, see whether they can take down BNK FearX here in this game number 1. Trade for himself. Here on the bottom side, I actually think this is really interesting, right? Because they've picked this Kai'Sa Alistar, which isn't all that strong, but if you think half, yeah, Seismic Shove is going to throw Zeka back, though, as now Vikler is looking for a solo kill. He does drink a potion, and he might be all right here as Clear manages to get the boot back onto Zeus. As now Peanut moving in as well. A 2v2. The BNK look like they do not want to take. Winter's Wrath goes wide, and Peanut with his health advantage is going to be able to push away the Sejuani. The Sejuani that wasn't able to take camps. Does manage to get to level 3, so is okay as far as that is down. The Rift Scuttler as Peanut, Zeka gets into the river. Seismic Shove, we didn't really want to watch because Zeka just gets thrown back into a bunch of rocks and then is taken out. That's Diablo getting the kill as well.
Oh, yummy.
Yummy. I don't think we needed a translation on that one.
It's not the easiest game to play out as a non-hit virus. I mean, Viper is...
Yeah, I feel like Viper is the one that... He does a lot of lethality when you shouldn't necessarily do it. As I don't think that I would... argue with him, because right now, all he needed to do was get another ups here as Kellen's going to make his way in. That's a flash, but nothing else. As he's trampling, but otherwise not really finding anything there as the rocks go down. Seismic Shove going to push Peanut towards them. One grub already secured here as the wall is going to go down. And now Zeka going to get interrupted, so he does have to flash. Feeling like it's pretty good for the Gwen. As Peanut, as we say it, pops over the wall and is going to be able to take down the grubs.
Simple exchange.
Yep. That was only the first streak as well, so not exactly the earliest one. Snip, snip, goes Zeus. There's Diablo. Just walks into the mist. It does get moved. Kellen being frustrating here.
Oh, TP coming in. They're looking for this.
All right. Seeing whether they can collect at least one of these grubs. On a ward is Raptor. That is 2 grubs picked up by Peanut, though. As now the Talia comes in, but HLE able to regroup. BNK, I don't think they're going to be able to get one of these. Kellen's going to move over. Raptor can actually get into position. Chains of Corruption comes down. Great flash from Delight as he does manage to get the quickness up. That is the secure as the Glacial Prison goes completely wide, and BNK now just want to get out of there. Zeka on a flank angle is pretty scary. And BNK able to get to that level 11. Some defensive positioning here from HLE as Delight on the spot, but that ward has been shut down. Now Zeus just looking to deal with the minion wave. Delight with the quickness, trying to charm them all up underneath this turret as the teleport comes in. Zeus trying to keep himself alive and does so for a long time. Eventually does go down, but now HLE, can you find anyone? As Diablo's in trouble. And, ooh, not quite enough with that spell flux from Zeka. And so Diablo's able to get himself out. Not a lot of summoner spells left, but that is a big win because that's first Turret Blood going over to BNK at the same time.
Inside of the map. So definitely not a play that HLE were fully prepared for, even though they did react. Oh, Realm Wolf coming in.
Yep, this is another play, as now Clear is going to get engaged on. Rune Prison goes down. Raptor in a great spot, though. He's able to come up and defend, so Clear will be all right.
Even in Series 1, which Nongshim did find the upset, took a while.
Oh, really nice moves there from Clear. I don't know whether it's going to be enough, and in fact it's not. But the sidestep with the Ghost Blade movement speed, kind of cute. As BNK going to be trading it for the second dragon of the game, moving closer and closer to a soul point angle, as his Chemtech is going to go down, but ultimately does nothing at all.
Yeah. I think Clear is maybe dead. Nope, Raptor's here to cover him, but it still could be.
Yeah, this is going to throw out some needles towards him. Great Hammer going to move him back, but there is the knock-up. Peanut setting up that Q very, very nicely, and Clear doesn't have a turret to run back to. As now Zeus wants to try and keep Raptor and Kellen away as Peanut and Delight get the work done. As the teleport does come in, oh no, Kellen, I think he might be just cooked. That's a triple knockup with the Pulverize, and then he just gets turned into mincemeat.
Scarier.
Oh, Diablo will take a turret shot.
Just have cleanse. Probably gonna have to use it here.
Yeah, the Ghost has been popped here by Viper as they see that Diablo has gone north.
Oh, he is.
And now he's likely to be just dead. Chains of Corruption will get cleansed, and then his life will also get cleansed.
You know, sometimes going back to the original Kai'Sa build, like the hybrid Kai'Sa build, but...
Was it Diablo that also went for the crazy full AP kind of build?
I can't honestly remember. But regardless, you know, with the crit Kai'Sa, especially compared to a Varus, like this 2-item spike for Varus feels so good. Diablo doesn't even have 2 items, but even if he did, you're not feeling like really on point at that moment. So, BNK Fear-X, down in gold, up in Dragons, trying to look for this.
Yeah, there's the knockup. And another one onto Raptor. Zeus has the time bought for him and does make his way through. Raptor will have to back away. Chains of Corruption goes wide as now Zeka is fighting against Diablo on the back end of the fight. Nice. Now Raptor wanting to regroup with the rest of his team, but there's an angle here for BNK to go for something perhaps. As Zeka finds himself on the wrong side of the wall and will have now his cleanse on cooldown. Viper obviously trading his ult for that. And HLE going to be happy about that one because BNK were looking like they had a whole bunch of summoner spells at the ready. And so now with that cleanse on cooldown, at least they got something. Diablo actually going in. The light's going out though. So we're not going to see any more aggression. Kellen getting softened up a little bit, but the piercing arrows don't hurt as much with this version of... Okay, never mind. Diablo immediately having to hold as the seismic shove onto Peanut. The Crescent Guard not quite working out there as he is taken down. The quickness doing some work as Diablo just getting cut up by this Gwen, and he will get shut down. Now Zeka fighting against a couple as Vikler and Kellen trying to keep him at bay, but it's Peanut and Viper on the floor, and the Weaver's Wall should be able to lock down Delight as well. BNK finding the team fight despite Diablo going down.
Yeah, managing to get on top of Viper, who, even despite having the flash, ends up going down. So we saw Zeus get a lot of value in the fight, but his team kind of fell apart. Zeka did just get the level up for the Rod of Ages. A lot of low health bars, but still not willing to take this encounter.
Oh, nicely done.
Goes down just a bit, doesn't get to play the game. Wasn't even the Unraveled Ear. Like, normally I'm thinking, okay, you play him to clear, the Unraveled Ear is going to be the problem, but he just didn't get to play. Oh, the call is coming.
Sometimes it's time to start the Otacon. And it's not now, but it is.
Why not?
Because that's what they're going to do. Well,
no, quickly, give me answers. Why not? I need to tell them.
Yeah. Raptor is going to get zoned a little bit here by Zeka, though, so that is just...
So far, a minion wave.
Oh, Hex Splash. Going to get Kellen amongst it. Zeus in a bit of trouble, or is Diablo? And the answer is Diablo. Never mind, it's a beautiful seismic shove angle, and it doesn't matter at all because Gwen exists, ladies and gentlemen. The needlework is gorgeous. Raptor trying to get out of there, and he will be able to make his way out, but Diablo's now on the floor, and Kellen, he's a cow out of the pasture. Quickly it's going down. This is absolutely ridiculous. Down to 6K already. Raptor trying to get in there, but the grand entrance has to be avoided. Zeka holds him in place, and there it goes. Headbutt pulverized there from Kellen. Let's see whether they can find something. Another double seismic shove and another one that means nothing.
Just great use of the Realm Orb coming out from HLE right now. I think HLE can be pretty happy with what they managed to get there. Man, just great reading this situation. The Dragon would have been, I'm going to be honest, basically meaningless.
Yep.
A long way away from Soul still.
Can they keep their inner turret alive is the question, because with this Baron and the Voracious Otacon buff, HLE are so incredibly comfortable. Zeus in between turrets right now. Does go golden as they take down the turret. That's going to be their priority, is now Viper getting engaged on by Diablo. He supercharges into the backline. The knock up a little bit too late, but still, he goes down. Zeka finding a lot of damage, but Kellen not hit by the last Q and will keep himself alive. A lot of withdrawals.
And Zeka's like, you know, I don't really, like, he flashed out. He flashed out in that situation and then just ended up normally dying, which is not ideal. Also burnt the Seeker's Arm Guard. I just, not really worth. And this game kind of feels like Vikler's doing so much work. You know, BNK Fear-X really trying. But Zeus, Gwen is the big issue.
Yeah. And he's got, like, it's a Zhonya's, so he didn't even break his Arm Guard in that last fight because he has the Zhonya's already completed.
He's very scary.
He is.
The turrets as well. Oh my lord.
Yes, that turret is no longer alive.
He's only short of the Rabadons by a little bit. But we got like 3 items on the Jace, 3 items for the Rabadons on.
Oh yeah, Peanut has to use the ulti to get rid of Raptor.
Okay, well, ulti down, but nothing really to play for right now. You guys, you don't have to fight. I'm just going to lay it out there.
On B&K, we've definitely been playing a whole lot better than a lot of us expected. Kellen in this game having a little bit more of a rough time, but finds that headbutt pole. They're still engaging onto a Rakan though, who has a lot of ability to get out of the way of stuff as the wall comes through from Vikler and doesn't.
Didn't find much there, I will say.
Yeah.
But you know what,
Kellen,
you saw something your team wasn't doing and you said, that's my job.
Yep.
I will make it happen. Now,
That's called compromise.
this is Ocean's sort of Realm Orb coming in.
All right. Oh! Zeka just gets out of there as now this could be a little bit of an awkward spot. Viper in the pit is a scary one as Peanut just going in. Seismic shove is decent and Vikler creates some space here as now the charm comes through. Zeka goes golden there as well. And it's Viper starting to pop off in the fight. He's down to 50% health, but I don't know whether he's under any threat. And now Zeka finding damage onto Diablo. The Rune Prison is out and down he goes. Oh, never mind. That was actually just the Dragon. Diablo goes in, but he gets knocked up and destroyed. HLE, they leave the cow alive. And
that's game.
B&K cannot win the game.
They could just, surely they had the damage to end, but I'm just flabbergasted by the decision of Viper to take the Realm Warp into the middle of the enemy team. And then I think it just stunned B&K FearX. You just weren't ready to punish him because why would you anticipate that? Why would you anticipate the enemy AD carry teleporting right into the middle of your team?
Yeah, there must be a reason. And as it turned out, there wasn't really one. As now Kellen gets grievous wounds onto HLE, and HLE responds by destroying his Nexus. It was definitely a lot closer than a lot of us would have expected. But HLE...
나 열리면 됐어. 일단 체크해볼게. 나 탈게 그냥. 들어갈게 나. 나 들어갔어. 알았어. 카이사 볼 수 있나? 이거? 카이사 볼게, 카이사. 살려. 살려 노플. 넘어가 볼래? 앞라인 볼래? 나 제이스 볼 수 있고, 카이사 노플. 빨리지 마봐. 제이스 노플. 카이사 노플, 살려 노플. 나 더는 못 봐. 아니, 3 빠져. 천천히 보자. 야, 카이사 노플. 살려 노플. 카이사 노플. 미드.
Very confusing. I'm really looking forward to the replay of that last team fight.
Yes.
As Vikler, a little bit robbed this game, did a lot of damage, actually had a great game, all things considered. Ultimately, it does not actually matter, as it's that big red bar at the top of your screen there. Zeus doing a bunch of Raptor.
Yeah.
Skarner really hasn't had a very good time in recent games. As, the smorgasbord of champions that Zeka could play here. It is going to be the Silas picked up, and so now he's got Fate's Call to get Peanut out of dodge. He's got Pop Blossom, which is one of the best. Chaos Storm, which is fine, and the Impale that we saw in the last series. Yes?
If he Fate's Calls and he attaches it to Peanut, unforgivable. There's only one person. When I look at that team, there's only one person.
Okay, yeah, so now you don't even need Zhonya's on cannon.
You just launch him in.
Oh my. Oh, it's actually kind of perfect. And I was actually just having a look. If Zeka wins POM, he has 300 points as well as Zeus, and then together they would equal Chovy.
There you go.
So it's actually just confirmed. Let's get onto the Rift for game number 2. And then he spends the rest of the game having a horrible time. The matchup into the cannon has never really been a fantastic time. Electrocute is find an avenue in where he's continuing to fish. Oh wait, no, this
was from level 1.
The replay. Yeah.
This is so you know where the gold came from. This is thank you very much. So you can see the live evidence of the 3 goals.
Zeka just playing right on the edge and he picks up first blood. How did that even happen? Look at Vikler's face. He's like, what the heck?
Guys.
And I was thinking the same thing. I thought he was in turret range, but he wasn't.
Sometimes you can blame Skarner for what happened there. But
well, now you might be able to thank Skarner for making your laner feel a little bit better. I'm trying to find the positive. Wait, maybe he just dies in a 1v2. Oh my god! He still gets the crash. Vikler has moved over here, and Zeka unable to get on top of the Skarner now. He's eaten through the potion. These autos not quite working. He lands the chain, has the Kingslayer, flashes over as the chain lash connects, and he dies. But that was way too close.
Oh, but they managed to hold. So we'll see this play coming out. I mean, just a level 3's hit. Everything connects, gets the auto weaves so well on top of Zeka getting 6 first and playing for priority.
Peanut not actually able to stop Raptor from going over the wall there. It's not a dash, it is just a drive.
The wall slam was on cooldown already, so the wall forced him away, and I think the big thing is how Zeka played it, hit level 6 first,
but not too much else, just some weird noises. As another gravity well comes down, Keeper's Verdict not going to hit Kellen, but does get a heal out, so at least they get something. I mean, that somehow that handshake answer immediately, as there's the flash in onto Vikla. Zeka gets on over, the gravity field not going to quite work, and even though Zeka hits the chain onto a minion, it doesn't matter because he closed the gap. The Victor one more time. Heal comes out from HLE as now Viper is just shooting these arrows into Diablo. The flash after him, and he's got the bailout. He's definitely getting this kill, and now Kellen might be going down as well. Raptor able to do a bit of a drive-by just in HLE's favor. As now, Clear looking for a bit of an angle. The Slicing Maelstrom just to buy some space, and the Grandmaster's not looking as mighty up against this cannon right now.
Seemingly not making enough of a deal. Oh my god. He's on the screen and he just grabs the ult. He's like, oh yeah.
Here, like ships in the night, him and Peanut will move away from one another as the grubs spawn. Peanut throws down the control ward and has absolutely no idea that the Skarner was here. Arrow just going to throw him underneath the turret. The Impale comes through, but the hostile takeover is already there. Delight trying to keep himself alive, but it's not going to work out as Viper at least softening them up a whole lot with this volley. And I don't think Peanut can actually stick around here, able to at least get one of these as Zeka is towards the bottom side of the map grabbing plates. And Delight goes down, but I think it was a noble sacrifice once again. Good down. And Kellen and Raptor will be able to grab the scraps here.
I mean, just a sneaky play from Raptor. You know, Peanut being on the top side.
CS is the advantage for Zeka. He also got himself a bunch of money. Is now Clear is face checking. I don't know about this one. Zeka is already way too strong. Teleports come in from Zeus, and he wants to really kill him. Chain Lash comes on down as Pop Blossom going to get pulled back and still does manage to get a knock-up, but it's not exactly the play we wanted to see. Viper does have the bailout, and B&K just kind of flubbed that one, you could say.
Yeah, oh no.
Oh dear. Clear is dead, ladies and gentlemen, and there is no way for him to get out. HLE, some upgraded shoes are going to be the least of B&K's worries, though, because Diablo is just going to get thrown into the wall and murdered.
Yeah, uses a cleanse as well.
Oh dear.
It feels like this game is quickly spiraling.
Clear's shoulders, I guess, to try and get something done, but there's a lot on everyone's shoulders. And speaking of which, okay, Arrow is going to at least mitigate the pullback, and Delight is absolutely fine, as it turns out.
Yeah, I mean, that was Flash from Raptor to get back to this game, but I guess you have to just play around picks. You know, you burn Viper's Flash.
Oh, that's a flash in from Clear. He's going for it, but he will get stunned up again. The dash cannon is done as Zeus, oh, he was thinking about it. The flash! And he just kills him with a W. Oh, you do not challenge the God of Thunder on his champion of choice. Now this could be a pick-off onto Delight, but he actually finds the handshake. The immediate response is just gorgeous as Zeus doesn't really offer too much help. He gets the bailout, and let's see whether it's actually going to work out here as Peanut goes in, but it's not going to be enough. Kellen likely to go down, and he does. Still a good trade, though, as Diablo still hopping towards the Poppy. Two on the floor on both sides. Zeka now moving on up, and if you trade evenly, you trade up if you're losing. Oh, never mind, you don't trade evenly. There's the Fate's Call. That's going to pull back Peanut. As we know, it is off in the jungler as Diablo might actually get something done here. Okay, we're flashing, and Peanut is just dead.
I am just so disappointed, not with Peanut at the end, but that the Fate's Call is on Peanut.
Right. I mean, it did help them in that instance because Zeus was very dead.
Yeah, you know, it helped in that specific instance, but
oh, he was on a ward. Okay, Zeka does have the Kingslayer. There is the flash.
But I think he could have angled it to be more towards where he might flash.
Oh, look at that, Clear just wanted to fish. He's now going to find yet another counter-strike, but it's stun for stun here in this matchup, and Zeus is looking pretty comfy. Oh, Kellen, though.
I think Zeus is dead now.
Okay,
now
there it is. Tanglebubs is going to hold him in place. He does have his ulti. Arrow is nailing down as well, and it's going to crash directly into Clear. He gets himself the counter-strike, but unfortunately, it's still going to be the end of the Jack. 5 kills so far. Some fast and loose League of Legends, and no better Dragon Soul to augment it than the Hextech. And we've got a Ruinous Archon as well, so
2 full levels.
Can they kill him? That's the question. Pop Blossom is going to at least knock him up. There's the Impale connecting as well. He does manage to get the ulti off, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough to keep him alive. It will be in trade for this Ruinous Archon on the top side of the map, and the Rift Herald is going to be employed just to take this inner turret on the bottom side. That is a lot of extra money going over to B&K Fear X.
I mean, I think it's the right play. I think you have to do something. You're not going to fight them at Archon, but this does not feel nice to give over the Ruinous Archon. When you're already down in experience...
Oh, we're driving. We're driving.
A little bit. Oh, a little bit.
Oh, and he gets another charge. There we go. And that turret's going to go.
Well, Nico can pretend to be someone else who's higher level.
There we go.
If Nico
Okay.
pretends to be Zeka,
That's going to balance it out. Zeka is going to show how strong he is at level 15 by fighting Raptor momentarily, but he gets smashed into the wall. Fate's Call comes out here from Diablo just to keep him CC'd, and Zeka does go golden. Those sticks are getting dangerous as he does find himself an Impale, and he's got the bailout there as well. It will get procced as now Diablo's in trouble. He's taking so much damage, but he will actually keep himself alive. And now Vikla having to deal with Viper, throws down the gravity field, as now Clear will get the flash out from Viper, and BNK, they find the angle.
yeah, but just clean with it. Kiting like an absolute beast. I was like, yeah, maybe the lethality cluster would have worked better. I
Really do
take
need that Nexus to explode to really determine the end of a game. As we're fighting once again, Pop Blossom entirely whiffed there by Kellen, as the rest of HLE trying to get over here, but Peanut is just dead. He says, guys, I was here this time.
and then one dragon from Soul.
Oh.
So,
All right, Viper not going to be able to sidestep that one, as Raptor pulls him in, and Diablo just dancing towards him. That's a dead Viper once again. So now a gold lead for BNK FureX. And what am I watching?
some great League of Legends.
Ridiculous. As Raptor looking for more once again, he will pick up the Poppy and deliver Peanut to his team. He is pretty tanky, able to heroically charge his way out, but does have to invest the flash in order to do so.
FureX, they've equalized in terms of gold, overtaken even, but the objective focus is still going to be around this next dragon. Right now, TP coming in. This is a huge flank from Kennen. Zesh, level 16, just picked up a Void Staff. He is very strong.
Let's see whether BNK can actually find a team fight that they can win, as there is the ulti that is going to get rid of the Kalista. She's not in the fight. Down goes Kellen. It is the dragon secured by BNK. Viper is free hitting though, and now Vikla gets closed in on by Zeka. The flash over the wall, but the Q connects from Zeus, sorry. He grabs a double as he'd already dealt with Clear in the 1v1. And HLE, I think they've stopped with the funny business. It's time for Baron, and maybe they want to actually win this game.
Yeah, Peanut ult there was huge. Doesn't manage to get the base. It can be devastating, but they're not even in position to defend.
Oh, Arrow is actually going to stop the back. And so now, Raptor is forced to stick around, or at least I think that was Raptor. It's kind of hard when there's a Nico on the map. As Kellen, he was actually there. He's looking for a flank angle as Raptor is now just going to waddle his way over.
Oh, TP's coming in.
Yeah. Can Kellen get this Pop Blossom to work out? He doesn't have flash. It's going to be hard. As now Raptor gets closed in on. There is just impales happening all over the place. A decent Pop Blossom does come on through as Diablo fighting against Zeus. Zeus goes golden, but Clear gets into position. There's the Mikhails onto the cannon. And now Diablo nowhere near. And Clear does not have the counter-strike, so it's a double kill to go over to Viper. And I think HLE have decided to stop
2v5.
Yep, the PS is actually going to stop that one as heroic charge doesn't land. As far as the stun is concerned, another Fate's Call to come on through here as, Zeko's trying to read the flash. Vikla is likely just dead as Viper's flash forward, and he picks up the kill onto Diablo. Kellen respawns, the Nexus turrets are going down, and HLE, oh man, it got a little bit weird in the middle there, but ultimately are able to get the 2-0 over BNK FureX and will end this round robin after a bit of time. We are just waiting. The minions have all been taken down. I was on a big old spiel. Finally, the Nexus does go down into a little bit more of a game than we were otherwise expecting.
Based on the ending, I imagine this is going to be a bit of a goofy mic check.
I would assume so.
Because from what I saw, they all said they were going to dive Skarner, and then only Delight walked into the fountain.
Okay, let's see.
So after they kill Kellen,
Yep, so Kellen goes down, and then the Nexus turret goes down.
and they all line up. Was it Delight? I'm pretty sure it was Delight. Oh, Viper stop.
Yep.
사이드 몸해줘. 들어갈게. 하나, 둘,
Got him!
Got him! Doesn't actually get killed, and oh man, that damage graph in the top lane really does not paint a clear picture. It paints a Zeus.
I just think, like, from the perspective of other top laners, Zeus is obnoxious. Because, you know, blue side's a favorite side. You want to be on blue side if you have the choice. But Zeus on red side is just a thorn in your side. Like, the Nidalee drew a ban.
Yep.
You still have to deal with this range top, and it's just...
승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Congratulations!
네, 제우스 선수 벌써 네 번째 POM입니다.
Zeus, this is your fourth POM already. How are you feeling?
저희가 이제 POM 받기가 굉장히 힘들어가지고
First of all,
좀 운이 좋았던
I feel like
것
it's so
같고
hard to get a POM overall, so I think I was really lucky today. And just being able to keep up our winning streak with a 2-0 makes me pretty happy. And in game 1, you played Gwen and marked the Kaisa so sharply, which paid off and led the team to victory. So what was the team's plan? You know, this isn't something that I really particularly thought about, but I think I just try to lock in and target whichever I can go into first. Of course, you're so good at Jace. Thank you very much. So if the enemy didn't take Jace, would you have taken Jace instead? You know, I think for both ends, it was a pretty good matchup. It really depends on how you play it out, and I think it actually does make a big difference in the end. But I think I was pretty confident in both picks. You must have been pretty confident with both of the champion options. Yeah, I was pretty confident, I guess. And in game 2, Silas had an early solo kill and everything looked good until BFX played a pretty speedy catch-up. So did you feel like at any point that you might lose? So I think their side lane macros actually put us in a disadvantage, or I guess it looked pretty rough at one point. But the more you are in the behind, I think it's really more fun to try to play it out and try to win. So I think I was just trying to go ahead and, you know, do my best to win in the end. So both ends probably wanted to flip the game around. So what was the main plan for a turnaround today? You know, overall, you know, just looking at the whole big picture, I knew that as long as I'm able to kill the Callista, that we would be able to flip everything around and win. And at the very end of game 2, Peanuts, Poppy ulted the Callista away, which made the team fight so much better. So how did your teammates react at this moment? You know, I was just playing with Jax at that moment. So at the end of the match, you know, they were just saying, oh, that Poppy ult was so good. And I was like, oh, I guess that's what it is. So it looks like everyone was just complimenting on Peanut's ult. Yes, that's exactly what happened. And since the opening match, you guys went on a 8-match winning streak, ending round 1 with an 8-1 score. So are you happy with the result, or was it at all underwhelming? Yeah, I mean, we ended at second place, but you know, although that is a little regretful, I think our main goal is to make it to the MSI. So I think our eyes are set on MSI. And as we look forward to Hana's round 2, what mindset will you go in with? No, round 1, there is a lot that left to be desired. But we hope that we can keep up the momentum into round 2 for an even better result. And that's the end of the interview with Zeus, and back to the space. Thank you.